over. How exciting. We only have one more project. Thank you, Tamaya. We only have one more project left for the school year. This is going to be a 5-slide presentation. Remember, we're on our informational side, expository. So this is a detailed presentation. You're supposed to provide me with as much information as possible.
Standard 2. Learning differences. Creating a positive classroom environment. Student choice, empowered voice, and identity. Peer interviews promote respect, listening, and collaboration.
You're going to pick a mystery and find 2 theories about what happened. Then you're going to draw your own conclusions and convince the reader.
Standard 2. Meeting diverse needs. Multiple formats. Visual, slides, verbal, interviews, written, slides, creative, projects, scaffolded structure, 5-slide breakdown.
Do you guys think of things that are criminally underrated
teacher plus
that
peer,
you may really like but others
tools,
don't?
Supports accessibility.
Kair, you just did one. Which one was it?
I did criminally underrated.
Which subject did you do?
I did streaming.
Streaming, right? To somebody like me, my age group, because we're still in the generations unit, I may look at streaming as not important at all, right? But Kair did a wonderful presentation on how it's criminally
Instruction
underrated.
reflex,
I can't wait to take a look
deep
at that,
understanding
Kair.
of developmental
And then-
needs, cognitive, students analyze, evaluate, and create higher order, thinking through theory development and persuasion, linguistic, students practice, academic language through explanations, reasoning, and evidence-based claims, asterisk social,
Imani, you
emotional,
didn't necessarily show me a
students
skill,
build
but
confidence,
you did your
peer
presentation
interviews,
on what
and
it's like
choice-driven
being a
topics,
teacher.
asterisk
Hey,
physical,
how are you?
use of technology, speaking,
Good. And who am I speaking with today?
Active
Okay,
engagement.
nice to meet you, Imani. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions on your presentation. Which option did you choose?
Be the teacher.
Awesome. And which teacher in the school did you choose to do your presentation on? Me? Oh my God, that's so cool. Thank you. Okay, well, why did you choose me as your teacher of interest?
Because you're a great teacher to all.
What was the most important idea you wanted your audience to learn or believe after your presentation? And what do you think you communicated clearly?
I wanted my audience to believe that Miss Moore is a great teacher. She helps all her students the same, and she understands us and how we think.
How do you think your research helped you with this presentation?
My research helped me understand why Miss Moore became a teacher and what led up to that.
Absolutely. And if you can improve one thing about your presentation, what would it be?
It would be to bring Miss Moore's things throughout the year,
More things like what?
like treats.
Oh my God, you don't have to do that. And you chose a teacher within the school, which was me. Thank you.
Standard 5. Application of content. Real-world application. Students analyze real topics, mysteries, opinions, skills. Persuasion and teaching are authentic life skills. Multiple perspectives. Students examine different theories or viewpoints. Projects reflect diverse interests, cultures, and ideas.
Expectations and what I'm looking for each slide. Let me slide this back a little bit. All right. For unsolved mystery, for slide 1, well, for all of the options, okay, for slide 1, you want a title with images and no white spaces, okay? That highlights how images are just as important as the words on your presentations. So I don't want slides with a whole bunch of wording, you guys. Please make sure you include some images about whatever the unsolved mystery is. Some images about whatever is criminally underrated, okay? Some images. What else should you do with titles, grammar-wise?
Periods.
Capital letters.
Capitalize. Thank you, Adama. Thank you, Kamara. You're talking about sentences, right? Make sure you include punctuation for your sentences, which is correct. But for our titles, we want to make sure that we capitalize our titles. For slide 2, for unsolved mystery, you want a background. What is this unsolved mystery? Just the facts here. Include a link to a source you use to get all of your facts, okay? And then slide 3 and slide 4, give me 2 theories that surrounds your unsolved mystery. So which one did you say you were doing again, Gerard?
The Halls and Mills murder case.
The Halls and Mills murder case. So you need to find 2 theories on that murder case for slide 3 and slide 4, okay? And then slide 5, your theory of what actually happened, and then explain your reasoning based on the evidence that you found from your research, okay? So when I come and take a look at yours, I'm just gonna really look for like 2 theories, give me some research on what kind of proves or supports those theories, okay? Hey, gentlemen, how are you doing? Good. And who I have with me today? Tyrone, pleasure to meet you. What grade are you in? Okay, what's your name? Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. How y'all doing? Good. And who do I have with me today?
Tyrone.
Okay, nice to meet you, Tyrone. And you?
And Jules.
Okay, pleasure to meet you, Jules. What grade are you guys in?
I'm 7.
Okay, awesome. Now, for our presentation, which topic did you guys choose for your presentation?
I did Solve Mysteries on Point Nemo.
Unsolved Mysteries on
Point Nemo.
Point Nemo and
Unsolved Mysteries on Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier. Awesome. Thank you for meeting with me today. What is your presentation about?
Unsolved Mysteries, Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier. And where is Lake Lanier and how did you hear about it?
It's in like Georgia. Like it used to be called Oscarville, and like it
Point Nemo. And what
It
is
used to be
Point
called-
Nemo?
Point Nemo is a point that is probably the most isolated place on Earth because every 128 miles there's like there's an island, but if you go like straight into it would be like forever to get to those islands.
Really?
The closest island is probably like 100 miles tops.
Really? How did you learn about Point Nemo?
If I'm being honest, I would say Instagram and TikTok.
Really? Instagram and TikTok is becoming like research for some of these things, right? Okay, awesome. What was the most important idea you wanted your audience to learn about Point Nemo?
There was
Am I saying it right? Point Nemo? Okay.
like I would say like there was this sound that was recorded at that place. Well, the cornornis that was close to there.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the sound of the blue, and most people probably know about it, but like it was like probably the loudest sound because they recorded all the way from the Arctic, and it was like on the other side of the world.
Really? Wow. Okay. What do you feel like was the most challenging about your presentation?
Probably getting the cornornis because that was like
The what?
The coordinates. Like that was
Oh.
probably the most challenging. Like, I had to get like almost all coordinates, but I did forget some of them. So yeah.
Cool. And what do you mean by coordinates?
Like north, south, east, and west. Like those type of coordinates.
Okay. And how did using a source help strengthen your presentation? And what did you learn from your research?
If I'm being honest, I learned more because there was more mythical creatures than the blue out there. There was
Really?
the Leviathan, the Loch Ness monster, and like a couple of others that I forgot how to say their name, but yeah.
That's very interesting. I didn't know anything about that. If you could improve one thing about your presentation, what would you change and how would you make it better, if anything?
I would say it's good, but if I could, I would actually add more information to it because it was a really interesting, presentation.
Yeah, it was. It was a very interesting idea. Thank you for sharing that with us, Julian. Clap it up for him, you guys. Okay. Nice to meet you, awesome.
Nice to meet you too.
Which option did you choose? Unsolved mystery,
interview number
criminally
3.
underrated, or be the teacher?
Unsolved mystery.
Okay. Now, what was the most important idea you wanted your audience to learn or believe after your presentation?
The most important idea I wanted my audience to learn or believe after my presentation was how it benefits science fiction.
Absolutely. And what made you interested in researching about, what did you research about?
I researched about E.T., which is a science fictional alien.
Yeah, and what made you want to research about E.T.?
Because I just wanted to see how it played out and how it benefited science fiction.
Okay. What part of your presentation to you was the most challenging?
most part of my presentation was basically researching about different things because some facts were not sufficient enough for my presentation.
Good. Okay, awesome. If you can improve one thing about your presentation, what would you change and how would you make it better next time?
The one thing I would change about my presentation is stating more sufficient ideas and facts because it was hard on me to find sufficient facts and good details to present my presentation.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us, Awesome.
You're welcome.
If you could improve one thing about your presentation, what would you change and how would you make it better next time?
First thing I would change is about really my visuals about my presentation. I'll make sure it's more interesting and more fun so people can make more interest in it and they can see the rest of my slides and the other theories. Honestly, I think that's really all, honestly, just about visuals and stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Second one, the second option, criminally underrated. Obviously title for slide 1, for slide 2, background information. Describe the topic of what is criminally underrated. So for Kair's topic, it will be streaming. He described what streaming is and how to do it. Just the facts here. Include a link to a source that you received the facts from. So we always want to cite our information. Okay, you guys? And then for slide 3 and slide 4, give me 2 reasons on why you think whatever you chose is criminally underrated. So if it's streaming, why is that criminally underrated? Kair gave a great example that streaming is criminally underrated because it's a young sport or a young activity right now, and it's fairly new.
Hey Jalen,
Hi,
which option did you choose?
I chose criminally underrated.
Awesome, and why did you choose that?
I chose that option because the topic that I chose I thought was very underrated and I wanted people to choose it more.
And what topic did you feel was underrated?
Breakfast pizza.
Breakfast pizza, yummy. What was the important idea that you wanted your audience to learn or believe about your presentation?
That breakfast pizza is just pizza with breakfast toppings that we eat on a normal daily basis, and it's way easier to make instead of cooking all your breakfasts in one.
So it's easier to make than cooking all the breakfasts? Okay. And what part of your presentation was the most challenging for you?
I would say the hardest part of my presentation was like everything was kind of hard because it took time and it took patience to do and figure out how I was gonna get my topic to be the topic. Kind of.
Brainstorming, like what you actually wanted to do and what you wanted to convey to your
I
audience?
feel like everything was hard, but mostly it was the research and the organizing skills.
Okay, that's understandable for sure. Research always takes a lot more time. How did using a source help strengthen your presentation, and what did you learn from your research? So when you looked up about like how to make a breakfast pizza, and how did that strengthen your presentation?
It strengthened my presentation because when I first saw like the first couple paragraphs about it, I kind of already knew like this is like, it helped me learn more about like how it begins to make breakfast pizza, how to make the dough for the breakfast pizza, and like it just wanted me to, it made me want to do it more.
Okay. If you can improve one thing about your presentation, what would you improve?
I would say adding more research and like adding an extra slide to teach the people how like to make the pizza.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Be the teacher for the second slide. You also want background information. Describe the skill. Only the facts on this slide. And then on slide 3 and slide 4, give me the steps on how, on whatever skill, give me some steps on how to actually accomplish the skill or actually be able to do this skill. And then on the last slide, final steps and suggestions for your audience. Why should they learn this skill, right? Can anybody think of any skills they would like to teach their teacher? Skateboard. How to skateboard. But I think we could probably teach y'all something like that, right? Because skateboard was out before you guys.